Good morning, computer science. Today we are continuing our app canvas painter, and hopefully you're enjoying this Friday, 1st of May. May the 1st be with you. So what we need to complete today is lesson 17, bubbles 14 through 20, if my math is right, which it is, thankfully. So previously on Wednesday, you should have completed bubbles 2 through 13, and by following through with the instructions they give you, you should end up with code something like this. It's not a lot of sort of lines to have created. It's mostly just dealing with the clear canvas and sort of updating your event list, which is sort of your thing that you're storing all of the drawing data in as an array, and you're sort of adding each object of the event that you do in your app to that object, which is honestly one of the really cool things, is sort of storing objects in an array so then you can access them later. Now, with this, for bubble 14, you should have a start over button and a random button, and what they both do is, depending on your choice, for me personally, I did sort of holding the shift key. If you wanted to, rather than event shift key, you could do a different key if you wanted, or like do mouse press down. So with this, what's basically going on is with the start over button, it'll clear the entire canvas and sort of you'll be back from the blank starting slate. If you hit the random button, it should make your circles of a random size. One of the things I sort of kind of want to try at some point is probably see if you can make your random button be also random colors and sort of go with like a rainbow route, which would be a lot of fun. And then you can click start over to clear it, and if you click random, there's nothing in your event list, so it's just left blank. And then you can start drawing again. Okay, and so for bubble 14, what you're doing is you're creating an original button, where basically what you're doing, I clicked on the wrong thing. Oh, I did not realize you can change it in there. Howdy doody. So what you're basically doing is you're setting it up so then when you click the original button, you're going to clear the canvas. And it's basically the same thing as the random button, but instead of having a random size, you're gonna just go ahead and keep it at the size you started with, which for me was size 5. So now we'll run it. I'll do bam, bam. We'll hit rando, we'll hit original, rando, original, rando, original, bam. And all the circles are changing slight size, which is kind of cool. And so that's what you're doing over and over again. So that's what you do for this one. For the next one, let's see. Okay, so we're going to add something which is mouse movement speed to sort of do the sort of set it so then it looks like we're going to create our size based on the dot radius based on the movement. So what we'll do is we'll do dot radius. I'll just sort of fill in what they have here. Event dot movement x comma event dot movement y. And okay, so it looks like one of the things we also have to do is write a function. So we're going to do a function because we need to create the function for this. So function dot radius and we're going to sort of set it up just like it shows here. So we're going to do var speed equals math.abs for absolute. And we're going to do change x. And let's not forget to put them in as parameters. Plus math.abs. And the reason why we want absolute value is because we can have, if we're drawing backwards, we'll have a negative change, and we don't really want that. And then because we want larger speeds to give smaller radiuses, we'll sort of copy the output, var output equals 1 plus five divided by speed and then we'll just sort of close that, and then we'll return output. Oh, whoops, and mistake was made. That needs to be lowercase. All right, so now if we run it, whenever we draw a circle, it should change the size based on how far it is from the other circles. So as we do this, although some of these, oh, it's when I turn. And so now it sort of changes the size of the things based on how big they are. And for me personally, I don't really like how small these dots are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just change this to a starting size of 2, and we're going to do this to be 10. So just kind of doubling the size of the circles. So bam. Although now they look kind of weird. Oh, they look really weird. I don't know. And when we click the original, it does that, but we can fix that later. And so let's see. And so we got that working, cool. And so we'll continue on. And there's some more fun things we can do, which now we need to fix our original button as expected. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy this. We're going to put this over here. And then just what we're going to do is the same thing. And then this should work. So let's run. I don't think I chose a good thing. Okay, random, and then original, and yeah, looks good. Rando, original, rando. Yeah, looks about right. All right, so I might actually change this back to a 5, just because I don't really like the look of that. Yeah, I think 5 is a good number. And then rando, and then original. Even though they look weirdly fuzzy. So that's what's going on there, and then we're going to continue. And we're going to make spray paint, which actually seems pretty cool. All right, so we're going to make a spray paint button, which actually looks kind of cool following these instructions. And I think in terms of time, I'm going to end this video here. If we need additional help for this, I can do so later. So I hope you all have a good one and sort of have fun with creating this app, this canvas painter. And that would be all. Adios, and see you on Monday.